Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with alphabet soup. There's those three-letter organizations like FBI, CIA, and NSA, and somebody's like, "Dude, you're on the list." Dude, I was on the list when I went to the store and bought Post-it notes and Marlboros. I've been on the list for a long time. For those of you that are commenting stuff like that, I keep my tinfoil hat on. It's under here, actually, behind this hat. I have to rotate it out. I got some of that like elastic kind, so it just sticks with me. It keeps them aliens from probing my behind. The I told you guys that if you liked what I was telling you and you wanted to hear more about this, I would share more. So I am here to share more information about this stuff. I do speak heavy on a lot of tactics and all kinds of prepping and survival techniques and everything in a lot of the live streams. If you go back and kind of just click on the live stream section, and you can listen in on some of those. Nurse Sippy, my wife, she does cover a lot of interesting stuff that folks don't know, or gets us banned for telling people about diseases and things we ain't supposed to be talking about. She gets me in trouble, but it's okay. She's here to help, just like me. I'm trying to help. So I have confirmation from like thousands of folks. Thanks for the emails, but slow down. The shipping container thing that I was telling you guys about, where they're stacking them, is kind of like the Teen Titan Tower and stuff. They're like a half a click from the interstates, where there's usually an overpass, and then there's all that stuff. But anyways, these are in major sections where one direction could take you all the way to Florida. You know what I mean? It's one of those sections that are from Tennessee in our area, and they're building these things from. They're building these types of things all the way from Florida all the way to California. It's crazy. Some dude there's a few folks that were like in Oregon and stuff. It's like, dude, we've got those here, and a lot of folks are talking about the. And another thing, before I get too sidetracked, I think it's Atlas Surveillance. If you go to like that website, you can actually see like, I don't know how accurate most of that stuff is, but it shows like aerial drones and little hot spots in your neighborhood and all the type of the places that have facial recognition and stuff like that. It's pretty weird though when you look at your area. It's like, dude, my local Walmart, why? Once you start seeing the stuff that I'm telling you about, it's there. It's really there, and it's getting thicker and thicker. And if you didn't know any of that stuff, you just go about your daily life, and the bars start coming up over you. Don't go anywhere. You have to listen to this and you need to share this stuff. You need to absolutely share this stuff, because people need to be aware of their surroundings when they go. You guys are driving in your car day to day. You know what I mean? You're just getting in your car. You're going to work and back and stuff, and you're doing your thing. You're picking your kids up, taking them here and there. And you got to practice OPSEC. For me, I have to keep OPSEC up most of the time. I have to protect my family. I've got 4 kids. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot, and I've got to help them, and I continue my everyday life. But you don't know that the bars are actually coming up around you every freaking day. Every day that you don't even know it. It's a digital freaking madness. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they start locking you out of everything. Kind of like, I think China has like what's called the God's Eye. They can pretty much, any human's face, anytime you get like facial recognition, they can just blip right on your face. There's BA, so-and-so, so-and-so, step 1 survival, yada, yada. That stuff's been going on for a long time. And you can find, it's like, credit card balance, blah, blah, blah. It's like whatever, it's like all this information is like it. And then putting it in the hands of artificial intelligence too, it's just crazy, the stuff that they're doing. And, but I think it was like Atlas Surveillance. If you look at like some of the stuff that's on there, and you can like put in like your zip code or try and figure out your location and stuff. And then there's a few others, but there's things popping up in your area you need to be aware of. The one thing that I need to talk about before I lose track of stuff, to spot some of the the flock cameras like in your area. Now flock cameras, that's what I was talking about, was the flock cameras. Now, but it's not just flock cameras. There's more than that, because in some cases there's two and you don't see the other one. The only way I was able to find the other locations were by thermal. Now I use a thermal camera and I also use an IR camera. You're gonna need one that kind of does both, because thermal, it shows you all the crazy hot spots. Okay, it's like when you're driving around, like most house, this also helps with your security as well. So you make you aware of like your neighbors and everybody else. They're all your friends. Trust me. Anyway, it's like, you never know. The but the but like if you use like an IR camera, for example, like IR detects that light you can't see. It's like you would look out like into someone's yard, and you see like just black, right? There's nothing there. No one's there. You might see the lights inside their home or something, right? But then you put your IR camera on, and then like, whoa, that it's like you'll see like giant floodlights beaming all over the place. Well, that's an IR floodlight. Now that IR floodlight lights up the whole area, so the camera can keep recording without anybody being aware that there's a camera there or lights, and it lights up the whole area. You can, I've got IR floodlights as well, but I don't keep them lit up all night. But you can, like, if you need to see what's going on outside, you can use the IR floodlight to flood the whole area with light, and then you can see everything going on better. It just helps. You'll notice too, because you'll see like a purplish glow coming from them and stuff, but it's not really noticed. But more effective is like the IR cameras. You can see them a lot better. The other thing, I use thermals to help me spot like a whole lot of cameras. Like I'll see dots, like some of the neighboring fields and stuff, because we have a lot of property as well, and everybody else, we're all friendly out here. But like I can see like the trail cameras and stuff all around. Anytime I'm going down the road with like I can keep my little thermal off to the side, and when I'm driving at night, sometimes I'll drive at night just to kind of see what's going on. It's the best time to see some of this stuff. But you'll see like a hot spot here, and then you take a look in through like an IR camera or a type of night vision. That would be the best bet, an IR camera, so that you can pick up things in a night vision sense, kind of. But use the flood and shine. And some people use these techniques for off-road vehicles. It's so that you can drive without your headlights on. For those of you that are unaware of that technique too, they use an IR camera and they just mount it into their grill or into their front bumper. It's another bug-out vehicle type thing that most people don't know about. But you can see a little bit better, and you actually see better with that technique. And you can even wire them in modern vehicles today. Putting some type of EMP shielded device so that your car doesn't become a paperweight when the EMP goes off. Electromagnetic pulse, the solar flares, all that stuff, which are happening a lot lately. It's getting crazy, and the grid's taking a toll. And yes, it's affecting the earthquakes. And I've answered so many questions in the past week. I'm just trying to keep up. But there's more out there than and you can find out, like, hey, that looks suspicious. Wow, that is suspicious. So it helps answers a lot of those unsolved mysteries. Plus, if you've got a lot of predators on your property, say like, you've raising chickens or whatever, and you need to make sure they don't get eaten. Well, that's just another good way of those specialty cameras help with identifying. I like the thermals better because I can literally see every animal in the field, so it helps. Doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what kind of animal. Now let's talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and the cameras. They're everywhere now, and this is something that we were talking about kind of off camera here. Friends of mine, the cameras, the artificial intelligent camera. I was talking about Dave. What are you doing, Dave? Don't unplug me, Dave. Anyways, the Hal. Most people didn't get the Hal reference. Those of you that did, kudos. For those of you that got that. But at the like VA and stuff, for example, or any hospital, but now they're like in every hallway. They're round and they can see 360 degrees all the way around, and they are in like every hallway, every school, every hospital, every major government building, unmajor government building. They're even at the post office. They're everywhere. They're everywhere you go. Walmart has them. I've seen them there. They're there too. They're everywhere. And they do things that you are not going to like. They can do things that you're going to get really uncomfortable with when I tell you what they're capable of doing. Not just facial recognition, but there's more. There's way more. It's your pockets. They can see inside your pockets. And it's not like pockets like they can see how much exact change you have, but they can tell other things. If you're a CCW and you conceal weapons carry and you have a handgun on you, doesn't if it's an all metal handgun, say it's a 1911, it's gonna put off a perfect little pink glow, of the shape, right? If you're a Glock toter, it'll show the slide. If the whole freaking thing is made of plastic, but it still needs bullets to fire, they're gonna see little glowing peels stacked on top of one another. If you love pocket knives and you have one in your pocket, they'll see the exact shape of that little pocket knife that you got in your pocket. It is the craziest technology. Now they've got these walls that you don't even see anymore. You don't see the walls. Like there's like something in the wall. It looks like a wall, but you walk in it, you walk through it, and it's like a daggum x-ray. It takes you and jump and freaking sees everything going on, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's all for your safety. For your safety. There's so much data collection going on right now. It's insane. It is blowing up the freaking data collection. It's like if you hit check mark, camera A coming this way, and you just keep doing, they know exactly where you are every day. They know when you take your trips, when you've got to go here, when you're going to work. They know everything. And yeah. Spray paint is our friend, though. Not that kind of spray paint. You guys get the wrong idea sometimes when I say stuff. Y'all rednecks. I'm talking about like, what is it? The reflective spray paint. That stuff is your friend sometimes. Just saying, there's some ideas out there. I'm not the only one on the internet that talks about this weird stuff. But anyway, but there's that. They're building these the military style watchtowers all the way from Florida to California, and it's just the craziest thing to know that they're there. You can walk back and forth in a military manner, and they're making roundabouts. You notice now that there's a roundabout in front of every hospital. You know what roundabouts are used for? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, boy. Dude. And machine gun turret walls. They're making turret walls with freaking, and it looks like it's just a tactical coincidence. It happens to be, and I'm like, that, that looks like, and that probably is going to be used one day for something it wasn't put there for, but it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be the death of all of us pretty soon. But anyways, and that New Madrid thing, that fault line, that is the other thing that the National Guard is actually all over right now. That thing is going to go up. I got a feeling, and if it does, and I think that's why we're hustling so hard. I think that's why all this stuff's popping up so fast. And this stuff started, all the stuff that I'm telling you about that's been put up or is put up or being put up, that all started a year and a half ago or more. Probably 2 years ago, they started tearing a lot of this stuff out. They started taking the 2-lane roads and making 2-lane roads in the middle of nowhere. Why? Fiber optics everywhere. Why? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, we're being enslaved. Slowly but surely. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share. God bless you guys. Take care.